know them when they come in, some people we don't. So
this episode, either of us don't really know you.
No. Yeah, we've had people in that I knew and he didn't know, and he knew and I didn't know, but nobody, I don't think, has ever come in that we didn't know that neither one of us knew, right?
No. I mean, I met Tyler, which is how he referred us to you, and I met him for like
actually, I had breakfast with Joey this morning too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right, so you're well informed with everyone then.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the episodes or listened to anything? Or?
Yeah, I've listened to Tyler's.
Yeah. We had a good time with Tyler.
Yeah.
He's a mile a minute.
He is.
He's high energy.
Oh my gosh.
He's a good guy though.
I know.
How do you know Tyler?
So I used to work at Southern Eagle, which distributes Highwire.
Okay.
So, and we just stayed friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is, normally we know something about the people that come in. We don't really know anything about you, so it'd be interesting to learn everything about you.
Yeah. It's actually like perfect timing too, because my friend of mine, Lindsay, she is one of the newer brewers at Westbrook, and she and I are resurrecting the Pink Boot Society chapter here in Charleston. So we just talked about it on Sunday and signed up for everything today. We need like 5 paying members in order to actually have a chapter, but
and that is exactly what? Pink Boot Society?
The Pink Boot Society, it's a nonprofit organization. It's international. I think there's about 1,500 members, maybe 1,800 members in the world, and kind of just brings awareness to women in the craft beer industry. They provide scholarships and encourage women to kind of like further their knowledge in beer, more so in like the making of the beer aspect of it. So just trying to get women involved in the industry.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, it's something I've wanted to do here for a while, and for some reason I guess I thought there was a chapter, and whoever had it it's lapsed or something. So
yeah, I think didn't Tradesmen used to do something like that, like Women of Beer or something, or they had a women's group that came in and brewed with them, and
there's a couple different organizations, but it's cool to see because I have like a beer Instagram, and I follow a lot of like different breweries throughout the country, and it's cool to see the Pink Boots do like collaborations with these bigger breweries, and I haven't really seen it done here in Charleston, at least as long as I've been in the industry. So we'd like to get something like a beer put out in time for Charleston Beer Week, so trying to make it happen.
There's a lot of breweries to work with around here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
there's
plenty of opportunity.
Not a shortage of people, and between her and I and then this other girl Sally who works at Frothy Beard, we pretty much can have our pick of where we want to go, I guess.
Right.
So it's nice.
Heck yeah.
And tell everybody who you are and what you do currently.
Okay, so my name is Anna Richards. I have an Instagram. It's called Beer Girl Meets World, and I run that, just kind of trying to turn that into something a little bit more than what it is. But I am the event ambassador for Charleston for Brooklyn Brewery, and I also help out wherever I can. Beer festivals, if someone needs help in the brew house or canning, I'll go lend a hand, just kind of throwing myself in every aspect of the industry.
Well, what does that mean, the thing that you're doing in Brooklyn? What does that mean, event ambassador?
Event ambassador, so we have a pretty good presence here in Charleston, and I'll go out and sample products and kind of just like have events. Like we did a drag queen bingo at Mellow Mushroom one time, and we did a really cool event, also drag queen, but for Charleston Food and Wine, and we had our brewmaster Garrett Oliver come down and kind of do he did like a food and beer pairing course with some rare ghost bottles. It was a good experience. That was my first event working with them, and so it was really nice to kind of meet and get to hang out with him off the rip, because he's a pretty well respected person in the industry.
Right. How did you get hooked up with him? Just through Southern Eagle?
Just through knowing people. So I helped Jason open the tap room at Lo-Fi, and he was good friends with Lynn, who is the sales rep for Brooklyn Brewery, and she was looking to hire somebody in the winter, and I was kind of trying to figure out what my next move was, and having a job with Brooklyn Brewery is pretty good, so I went for it and got it, and it is part-time right now, but I'm hoping it could like turn into something else, whether it be with them or another brewery. Okay. But I'm learning a lot, and it's fun because I've just worked with local breweries a lot, except for my experience in distribution, so it's nice to work for a national brand. Right. Kind of see how it works on a larger scale.
So you've worked for Lo-Fi and Freehouse, I heard, right?
Mm-hmm, yes, Freehouse.
Just those two?
Yep. Yeah, and then I was in, so I was actually in how I got into beer was I started part-time like accounts payable at Southern Eagle, and really just was not a fan of sitting in a desk or Excel at all. But I got very interested in beer and was lucky enough to be able to kind of like sit in on some meetings and kind of like learn more about craft beer and, you know, the people behind it, and decided to take a leap of faith and kind of jump out of that and get into the supplier side, and I'm pretty happy.
It sounds fun.
Just kind of bebopping around.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like any one of those jobs. Ambassador, working for the distributor, whichever. But
yeah, it definitely takes a little organization on my part to kind of just like make it all work. So I also do work at a restaurant downtown called DAPS.
Okay.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, it's this great breakfast place. We do breakfast all day. We're open till 10 at night, Wednesday through Saturday, and we've been hosting some like really great pop-ups there as well. And I've been lucky to be able to have, I feel like, a little bit of an influence on the beer selection there. So we've got some pretty killer beers.
Awesome. So breakfast and beer.
Mm-hmm.
What's better than that?
Yeah.
I mean, I literally just had breakfast, which you smelled when you walked in.
The bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said all day long, so it's not a 24-hour joint, right?
No, it's not. So we open up, we're on the west side of Charleston on Ashley, right above the crosstown, kind of down the street from Dell's. And so we open up at 8 a.m. We're open till 3, Sunday through Tuesday. And we're open till about 10 at night. Do a really great happy hour. Super fun. Can walk there from the River Dogs games.
Oh.
Nice little environment.
So that's your main gig right now?
Yes.
DAPS.
That is what.
Get down and check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what it is, but breakfast, anytime. I don't care if I just ate breakfast. I'll eat breakfast again. I'll do it. It's so good.
What's the specialty?
So we do cereal pancakes. So we have like Fruity Pebble pancakes and Apple Jacks, where they take out a portion of the flour and use pulverized cereal, and so it's like infused in the pancake and it's on top of the pancake. It's great. And then our cheese sauce, you kind of just got to put it on everything.
Cheese sauce?
Yeah.
On a pancake?
No, well actually I did eat it on the pancake and it'd be good, but I'm just saying the cheese sauce in general just needs to go on everything on the menu.
I would have tried it.
But yeah, it's pretty.
Already.
It's a fun.
I know.
fun. We also do mimosas on tap.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we get the kegs, and we do Spanish white wine, a little bit of orange juice, and orange bitters, and then force carbonate it ourselves so we can kind of control the bubbles, and it's very tasty. I'm not usually a fan of mimosas just because of the sweetness of it, but we use the juice just for color, and it's pretty great.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has mimosas on tap.
I had never heard of it, but I think people need to put more stuff like that on tap.
Heck yeah.
I'm a little upset I've never been there. Like, what am I doing?
Gotta go.
Mimosas on tap.
Yeah, what do you?
We should get one up here.
I was about to say, is your brain working?
Just put one on tap here.
We have craft beer, but we have just mimosas on tap. Why would we have beer on tap?
Right, true.
It's crazy. Well, speaking of beer,
you just
start off
open
with
this other one first?
Yeah, I say we jump into it.
All right, so we're going to open one that we provided here.
Let yours chill a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You like sours, hopefully. Right?
I definitely do.
Okay, so this is a sour from Low Tide Brewing Company here in town. It is Fairy Magic. And I'll just read
love that name.
Short description here. Low Tide Brewing Company, it's a sour ale, 6.8% ABV. Making sour beer with natural flavors is a lot like Fairy Magic. Tiny unseen creatures cast their spells on fermentation to create their own magical world of possibilities. We as brewers do our best to entice these critters with an exceptional batch of delicious ingredients and pleasant conditions. These supernatural flavors blended with peaches, apricots, vanilla, extract, and dry hops all create a soothing flavor combination that enriches the soul. Enjoy as an accompaniment with sweet and creamy hors d'oeuvres before a big night on the town.
All right, so there are two things you said.
It says a lot of stuff.
First said hors d'oeuvres. Isn't it hors d'oeuvres?
Hors d'oeuvres?
I mean, it depends where you're from, I guess.
Hors d'oeuvres? I don't know.
Nice.
Did I
And
say
then
it wrong?
you said
Always mess up
apricots,
words.
or is it apricot?
Apricots.
Does it matter? I guess it doesn't
Apricots.
matter.
Tomato,
Say it either
tomato.
way. Pecans. Yeah, tomato.
Pecans?
Anyway,
No.
should we open it and drink it?
Yeah, I didn't know Low Tide was bottling.
Yeah, they're
Pretty cool.
doing some cool things, and I think this is one of the best sours out there right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think
So they're doing a good sour game.
I tried this
For
one the
sure.
other night.
I'm pretty excited for that Sour Fest at Revelry at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's the day before our festival.
What? The 30th?
Yeah,
I'm out.
so we're gonna be kind of busy doing that. So
Yeah.
But may try and slide out there. I don't know.
What are the deets on that?
So
if you
it's the what is it called? It's the So it was the festival that they did to replace the one that Wicked Weed was doing, and last year it was at Birds Fly South, I believe.
Funk something.
Yeah.
What the heck does it go? I'll give you a little bit more.
Ooh.
The Funk Explosion. I don't know what it was called. Something.
Funk Collective.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Well, you want to cheers to something?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's cheers to, I don't know, all day breakfast.
Oh, that's awesome. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Oh, that's got a great smell.
Super apricot on the nose. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of reminds me when you open up a bag of dried apricots and you just hit you like a wave.
Exactly what it is. Great sourness. I mean, it's not overly puckery sour, but I like it a lot.
Who did the label art on it?
Who did?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I have no idea.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wonder if they use somebody local.
It's just a cool bottle in general.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a good palette.
The shape of the bottle.
It looks like resin and paint drops. Have you seen that?
Yes, it does.
That's really neat. I've always wanted to try that.
I like when they give all this information on the back too. Highwire does that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that Tyler left us, that Fodor sour that he brought us, that was a cool bottle, cool label, everything about it.
They do some really good ones. I'm always happy when he brings me presents.
Yeah, he brought us a lot of good beer.
Yeah.
That was a good visit.
It was a good few days after that too. We had leftovers.
You have to give us a good sign back here.
That's right.
Yeah.
He did.
It's nice to be a rep.
Yeah.
Give out all kind of cool stuff.
I know, I was wondering.
Everybody's best friend.
Because we know Joey. And I was like, I wonder what level of brewing you have, like a brewery level you have to be at to have use of a giant metal sign. Like Frothy probably doesn't have giant.
I mean, anyone could use point of sale.
That's
it's just
true.
who's willing to buy it.
Yeah.
Stuff's not cheap.
That was weird. I never really thought about, running a brewery, then having to think to yourself, like, oh yeah, I should probably get metal signs to give to reps to pass around to people.
Yeah.
It was a strange thought.
I guess Highwire is distributed in a couple states.
That's true.
Probably get to that level outside of the local market.
We said they're in Georgia too now, right? Are they North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they did like a release in Atlanta earlier this year.
Yeah. So how do you know Joey?
Just through people in the industry, I think. I think, to be honest, we like followed each other on Instagram for a while, and then it was just like one day like, oh, hey, we're meeting in person now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you've done some brewing with them, I heard, or something?
Yeah, I helped them out. I helped them out about 2 months ago up in the brew house. I'd like to get back in there. I actually was in like an accident about a month ago and broke my arm.
Wow.
Had to have some pretty bad
wow.
surgery, so I can't use my arm right now. But once it's
How'd you do
healed, I took a tumble in the bathroom one night. Just slipped, fell, shattered my elbow, broke the humerus. 3 days in MUSC. It was fun.
Wow.
It was a great time.
Oh, I can feel it.
So you're going through therapy now?
Yeah, so I haven't started that yet. They're just waiting for my nerves to come back, I guess, which is like just a waiting game. So, but it's feeling better every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of those. I used to work physical and occupational therapy in the Air Force for 20 plus years, and saw a lot of injuries like that.
Yeah, I'd never broken a bone. I'd never had surgery. I'd never stayed overnight in the hospital. I just killed it all with one stone.
There you go.
But
So you just cast it for a while? Did you
so
have
they didn't
external
cast it.
fixators,
They
or?
just they did the surgery, and then I had this because they use like screws and pins to kind of put everything back together, and because of that, I didn't have to have a cast. So just kind of now I'm like moving it a little bit, but I can't bear much weight on it.
Yeah.
I'm now to the point where I can pour a beer with two hands, but I cannot hold that beer with the left hand.
How long ago?
This happened a little over a month ago. So
It's healed up a lot.
I know it's pretty quick recovery for. I mean, I don't know what that stuff is like, but I think it's quicker this way than with a cast.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
I was happy
The motion
with
would be
that.
the hardest thing to get back.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's just trying to do it.
So. Yeah. So where are you pouring beers at now? Besides mimosas at DAPS. But.
Nowhere right now. I've done a couple festivals. I did the Charleston Beer Garden, and I'll be at the Funk Collective.
Yeah.
I'll actually be there pouring for D9.
Ooh,
So,
nice.
yeah, I do a little bit of work with them as well here.
Where are those guys out at? Do you know?
They're in Cornelius, North Carolina, so it's a little bit outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
And they've got really great sour program, I think.
Yeah.
Some really unique ones with that Sistema series.
But are they the ones that do the Defying Gravity?
Yes.
That's what I thought. That stuff is
Right.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
D9, the Moon series and all that stuff.
Yes.
Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if this thing.
Yeah, and that's because
Elite.
sometimes with these sour beers, it's like I find that they're really low ABV, but they get them up there.
That L1 Gate is like 14%.
Yeah, they had one of the moons that we were pouring at the beer garden. It was like a chocolate orange something that was like 13%, and it was like we were down to our last keg, and I was like, we need to tell people this is because they've been drinking all day.
Yeah.
Not to be taken lightly.
Yeah, I know. That stuff is just... The L1 Gate, as heavy as it is, it never gives you, like, if we have, like, an Imperial Stout, you can taste the booziness. But I didn't get any booziness from their heavy
No,
sours.
the funk, like, hides it. Because you really don't. Even with some of those barrel-aged ones, it just kind of masks it.
That's so good.
It is. Funk Collective. 40 plus breweries.
It's like adult candy.
It really is. I remember the first time I had a sour beer. It was actually a Westbrook Goza, and I shotgunned it. I was at House of Brews. I fell in love instantly. I know. Everyone's like, how did you get onto sour beers from that?
You chugged the whole thing.
I shotgunned it.
Oh my god, I don't think I could do that
Yeah,
with a
so
Goza.
it was a crazy friend of mine convinced me to do it, but I mean, I was hooked.
Yeah.
Had some crazy heartburn the next
That's-
day, but hey.
That's still a solid beer. I mean, that's
It really is.
stuck
I mean,
around forever.
They revived. They feel like they played a big part in reviving the Gozas.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
I haven't
Yeah.
had a chance to have the new one, the lemon cucumber.
I have not either. Or did?
Yeah, you said it
You
was
had that,
refreshing. I said I didn't want it because it was a Goza.
Was that last night?
Yeah.
We did taste that last night.
I didn't taste it.
We did not. We had the blackberry or raspberry.
It was Edmund's O's.
Caleb
Yeah.
was drinking it.
I just had
think
lunch
he
there.
mixed it.
I haven't even eaten there.
Well, I went there today because it was short grain, and then the Life Raft Treats, which I don't know if you've seen their ice creams. So, I guess this girl, Cynthia, used to work at the Butcher and Bee. I don't know. This is just what I think I know from the internet.
Right.
But she does these crazy ice cream treats. One of them looks exactly like a fried chicken drumstick. Like she's got the bone in there and everything. And so I went there obviously to have short grain, but then I definitely got some dessert afterwards.
What's short grain?
Short grain. So they used to have a food truck, and now they're like a pop-up.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
business.
Schwein Quarry, really good food. And so they're at Edmonds on Tuesdays.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you said they're just a pop-up now? They're not in a truck
Yeah, no,
anymore?
I think they're looking. I think they sold their truck. They're looking to open brick and mortar. They did a pop up at DAPS a couple weeks ago, but it's some of the best food in town. It's like my whole reason for getting up in the morning is pretty much beer and like food. So I'm in the perfect town
gosh.
for it, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Good choice.
I've only had them one time, and they were definitely great. It was at Brewival one year. They were there,
Yep.
and it's the first and only time I've had them, but they were great beer food. for
What
sure.
kind of food, like, what did you go there for? Or is it literally just anything you get is amazing?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had anything bad there. I had I'm gonna butcher the saying. It's like Courage Don, so it's like a certain type of fried chicken with all these sort of great sauces and a rice bowl. And my friend I was with had some sort of like market fish bowl, and we didn't even ask what it was, which is very good.
Yeah, just all
But yeah, they did
fried rice type stuff. But
some like they did some noodles a couple weeks ago with some pork. I mean, I'm not that big of a
have to
foodie.
look
I
them
just really enjoy it, but they knock it out of the park every time, for sure.
That's one of my favorite things. When you have a place that it's so good, no matter what they make, it doesn't matter. It's like, make whatever you want. If it's new, you don't even have to tell me it's
And
special.
we're
Just bring
so
it out.
lucky in Charleston
I'm
with
ready.
these pop-ups, because then it's like, it's not so mundane as like going to the same place every time and getting the same thing, because like these people are like gypsies popping up wherever they may be, like Pub Fair. I don't know if you guys have Pub Fair.
No.
Literally best burger I have ever had.
All right, I'm going to try that out.
Gotta do it. If you guys
Well,
need
we're
food
looking at-
suggestions, I got you.
you know, we got an event coming up July 1st, and so we're going to do more events and stuff. So the more people we can get in with and know food truck wise, it's gonna be better. So
Yeah.
what's it called?
Pub fair.
You wrote it down?
Yeah, I got notes that I can actually read.
Man, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll
Yeah,
go
right.
these.
You know,
And what's the ice cream truck again?
Life Raft Treats.
Raft Treats.
speaking of raft, do you raft?
Raft?
Like white water rafting?
I never have. It's
Oh.
something I would definitely want to do, but I haven't.
I bring it up a lot. We just got back from Tennessee with a buddy who's a
Ooh,
guide.
Did you? I'm jealous.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the first time I'd ever gone rafting.
Like the super, because I've heard it can be like, like kind of like leisurely or super like intense. So which one was it?
Yeah, depending
a
on the
little
river,
bit,
for sure.
little bit of both. There are several category 4s. I think we went 2 or 3 on the first one. You got knocked out at one point.
Yeah.
I didn't help with that one. I kind of fell on top of you.
We almost flipped the whole boat.
So it was a little bit of both. There was enough time for us to like coast and eddy out somewhere and drink some beer and then just get back in there before we had to hit another like crazy one.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was well worth it.
Yeah. We'll give you a card for the buddy that we went with if you're
Where in
interested.
Tennessee was it? Yeah.
It's in Gatlinburg.
Okay, yeah, I love Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
I
up in
used
the
to go there as a
Smoky Mountains.
kid, and then I was so sad to see when those fires were there, like,
Yeah.
but I haven't been back since.
But he does kind of an underground thing right now. So he's doing his own rafting tours, trips for just donation only.
Yeah, it's much better though.
Yeah. So I'll give you a card.
Yeah,
You get to
totally.
Pass
spend-
around to some of your friends or whatever. Spread the word. This guy's up there doing underground rafting. That could be
Totally.
one of the best times you'll ever have.
His name is Slayton.
Okay.
Yeah.
His episode came out today, so
Okay.
if you're really that curious,
Now I'll have to listen to it. on
we
my
dive
home.
into how crazy it is because we went night rafting as well, and you can't even
Yeah.
see. It was
That's
that'd
that'd be
terrifying.
a thrill.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
it's one of the most intense things that I've ever done outside.
Yeah.
It was really great.
How do you?
And that was, like he said, he'd never even been rafted before. So that was his second time rafting. And we did it at night literally by the light of the stars.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. How do you two know each other?
Kind of
Good
working
question.
together, just being around town, drinking beer at the same place so many times.
yeah. We used to work at Coastal Coffee Roasters here in town.
Okay.
For many, many years. How many years? 5 years? Something like that.
3 or 4.
Yeah, so I used to go in there all the time. That's kind of how we first met, I think, was at the coffee shop. He'd serve me coffee, and I'd sit in there all day doing work or whatever. And then we just started hanging out, seeing each other at different places, drinking beer. I knew his roommates at the time, too, Richard and Slayton.
Yeah.
Some roommates that he was living with, so just kind of just been hanging out for a while. And then we started saying, hey, we're out drinking beer all the time and having conversations with people drinking, over a beer. Why not just start a show where we just sit around, talk, and drink beer?
That's awesome. How long have you been doing it?
A couple months now.
Yeah, I don't know.
We were only 17 episodes in as of today.
Posting wise, yeah, but we have over 20 or at least 20,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
twice a week.
A couple months.
Really cool setup.
Thanks.
It took a little while, but we're trying to find like I said, a space outside of the house, a permanent storefront or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
ain't quite happened yet, but it's looking promising maybe for a spot in town.
Mark Maron's been doing his podcast for years, and it's still in a garage.
Yeah, it's in his basement or something, right?
No, it's a garage. Yeah.
So it can be done.
Yeah. All right.
And
It's
then, like I
fun.
said, we just put together our first festival that's coming up in July.
Yes, tell me about that.
1st. I don't have a flyer up here. Well, there is kind of one over there, but it's just mostly all the people that have been on the podcast. We've had a lot of musicians. We've had a lot of people from breweries, people in the beer industry, and we just decided, hey, we know a lot of people now that we can maybe set up an event, and we just kind of put it all together. And that piece of paper has changed a little bit. There's more people on there now, but so we took all the people that we've had on musician-wise and said, hey, would you like to get together and kind of do a little fundraiser for our podcast and help us get some more equipment and better equipment, things like that? Everybody we asked was on board and said, sure, we'll do it for free. So they got on board. So we got 5 bands. Oak Road Brewing Company, I worked there. I poured beer over there. So I knew those guys. They were our first brewery on the podcast. So they said, sure, we'll donate beer to your cause as well. So they're going to be out there. Holy City, Frothy Beard is on board. And Famulari's Brew Pub out
Awesome.
on James Island. So we're going to have 4 breweries. Gray's of Somerville is doing the food for us. We now have King of Pops, Popsicle cart or stand or truck or whatever.
I think it's just a stand.
Yeah, just a popsicle stand. So they're going to come out there. It's family friendly, so people bring your dogs, bring your kids, whatever, and just hang out and have a good time.
It's cool. Love anything dog friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually out. The backdrop of the stage is actually the Ashley River. That's why it's called Blackwater on the Ashley.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic spot.
Yeah, pretty excited.
It's going to be good, as long as the weather holds up. It's going to be warm, but it's going to be good.
It's to be expected.
Yeah,
It's
and then
Oh my
a
gosh,
friend of
right?
ours knows this guy, Little Mikey, that does parody songs on the Howard Stern show. So
Oh, wow.
he's actually going to be out there. We're going to talk to him a little bit. He's going to perform as well. So
That'll be cool.
yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I think the best things, I don't know if you're this way, you probably actually could have helped us in the beginning with planning all of this. I think my favorite part of doing an event, because I did a music festival last year, is just the moment it kind of starts. It's finally all your planning is done and you just have to write it out now.
Yeah.
It's just like building some kind of vehicle to get down a mountain, and once you jump on, you're like, oh, fuck it, let's see if we can make it down there.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to get to that point where we just...
Yeah, it's
To
kind
enjoy
of
it.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Getting all the
sure.
paperwork together and the licensing and getting all coordinating all the pieces. It's gonna be nice to get it over with, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll have
And then
to
on to the next one.
hopefully come by. I think I have like a friend in town that weekend.
Bring
Well,
them
If I'm not serving up the mimosas.
Yeah.
even afterwards.
Yeah. It's nice. It's pretty. Get off pretty early there. It's nice.
Well, it'll be a long drive. I'm not going to lie to you.
True.
You're from here originally?
I'm not. I'm from out just north of Atlanta, Roswell.
Okay.
So I've been here about 5.5 years.
Nice. What brought you here?
I really just wanted to live on the beach. I didn't really know anyone here. I kind of wanted to throw myself in a situation where I was forced to like meet people that I hadn't known my whole life, and so I got a little room in a house on Owl Palms and worked at Morgan Creek and Wild Dunes. Kind of like biked to work and beach bummed it.
Yeah.
lived the
Wow.
high life.
So that's where you are now still?
No,
Alpine?
I was just there like 2 years, and then the people that I'd found on Craigslist living in the house wanted to grow up and get married. I wasn't quite ready, so I moved. I lived in Mount Pleasant for a while I was working at Southern Eagle, and now I live downtown,
Okay.
right off Rutledge, and I really like living downtown. Everything's just so walkable.
Yeah, for sure.
Big fan of not having to drive if I can help it, and I'm right there near like all the breweries, so it's pretty nice.
That's one thing we haven't done yet is gotten down to the new district down there with Bunkle and
Yeah.
Edmonds O's and all that. I've been to the original restaurant Edmonds O's, but not the new brewery and beer exchange or whatever the thing is down
Yeah,
there.
the brewery is super cool.
That's what
I
I've
like
heard.
it a lot.
Just I don't know why we haven't gotten down there.
Busy people.
I
We're
guess.
planning an event.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, if you need me to make up excuses, I can do it.
All day.
Yeah. But you're right. We do need to get down there
Yeah. We need to get the DAPS.
and have someone drive us so we don't drive back.
True.
They have these great things called Ubers.
Yeah, Uber.
Yeah, but man, Uber all the way downtown, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's probably $30 easily.
Is it even worth it at that point when you could just
No.
get a family member to drive you?
We get a bus. How long does that take?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Do they have AC in the buses?
Yeah, it'll take you all day to get down there, and yeah, then you got to be on the bus. Actually, that's not good.
All right, so you're telling me just to quit bitching? Just pay for the
Right.
Uber?
Suck it up.
I
Just
guess
make a day out of
I
it.
guess I can handle that. That's what I'm
Go
saying.
out of there.
Yeah.
Get out of there super early and just bounce around.
Yeah. I just want to eat, though. I feel like I would just want to eat all day. You can't.
Welcome to my life.
That sounds so fun. I love eating. I don't know.
So, what are your aspirations? I mean, what would you like to see yourself doing 5-10 years from now? I mean, and it's just something in the brewery.
Yeah, I do.
Industry.
I definitely have a pretty passionate about the beer industry. I like brewing beer. I like learning about beer. The history I think is super interesting. The chemistry. That's kind of like how I realized it was more than just like a hobby. Is I got very interested in wanting to like learn again and read books other than like Harry Potter and stuff. So I picked up tasting beer, and yeah, just started reading through it and became super interested. I would like to. So my mother is from South America, and like way down the line, maybe sort of near retiring age, I would like to open like a little brewery hostel down there because they don't have a very big craft beer scene, and I don't see it getting so big down there.
Right.
But here, in terms of here, I would just like to find a brand or a company that I can like, commit to and really help grow. So.
And you don't brew at all now, do you? Home brew or anything?
No, I tried home brewing for a while, but it is a very messy operation when it's just one of you in an apartment. If I had like a garage or something, it'd be a different story. But for now, I'll just kind of stick to helping people on their brewing systems.
Yeah, they can definitely get messy.
You were telling me that yesterday?
Yeah, a couple boil overs. I mean, it's not something you want to do in the house.
No,
really.
yeah, the boil over.
Yeah.
That would be the mess.
Outside is definitely better.
I've got no experience with that at all. I'm just pure drinking. I mean, I've always wanted to try brewing, though.
We're getting ready to give you some.
What?
When we do that Saison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. I was
You're gonna try it?
What are you talking about?
Just gonna try dive into the brewing.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, it's beneficial, I feel like, if you can get through it and you have your own beer to drink.
Oh, it definitely is.
Like, oh, right.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since 2005-ish, I guess. But I just now recently just started picking it back up. I took a break for a while. Actually, I gave my kit to my younger brother when I was out in Vegas, so I didn't have a kit for a while. So I got here and bought me a new kit, and I've done 2 beers so far.
What have you done?
The 2 I've done here since I started again, it was an IPA, a New England style IPA, and then a toasted coconut imperial stout.
Nice.
You still have, what are we at, like 6 left?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And then we're getting ready to do a Saison and show him for the first time how to do it.
Yay.
Show him the ropes. Get your hands dirty.
A buddy of mine got a townhouse in Nexton, and it comes with, you can barely even call it a garage. Actually, you can barely even call it a shed. It's very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like just enough space to put like a setup of something, because he doesn't mow his lawn or anything. It's kind of part of owning the townhouses. The area kind of maintains your land.
Yeah.
So you don't need to store anything in there except for extra stuff. And it's one of those situations where you buy a house for the first time, so you don't have extra stuff to put in your house. So I've been trying to convince him for us to maybe collaborate and build our own tiny little system in his almost shed.
Almost shed.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Let's jump into it, man. Let's brew.
Get him going on that.
So I can force him to do more.
I'm going to look up this DAPS real quick. I don't know why, but I'm really interested in this restaurant.
It's so good. And then if you look at the pictures on social media, it's all over. It's so good.
Man. Did you ever make it up to Somerville?
I don't.
I don't blame you. I feel like
I don't. When I was working at Lo-Fi, I had to go to like the Lee Warehouse a couple times, which is around here somewhere. And I also pick up shifts on a food truck, a taco truck, Samia. And we did a Spoleto event up around here somewhere a couple weeks ago, but got rained out halfway through.
Go figure.
I didn't quite know where I was, so.
Well, I feel like the reason I said is like once you pass like North Charleston, or even if you get to North Charleston, the percentage of people coming back towards Somerville is slim to none.
Yeah.
So mostly Somerville stays in Somerville. That's just kind of how it works.
I know, I've never gotten the opportunity to go to Oak Road just because it's like so far up here.
Well, their 3rd year anniversary is this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, this week.
23rd. By the time this episode comes out, it's too late. You all missed it.
Right. Yeah, should have been there.
Shame on you.
Yeah, the 3rd anniversary, so the 20s starts on Friday, actually. That's the whole weekend they're doing all kind of events, music, different beers, just for the anniversary. They got the World Cup of beers going on right now, a bunch of beers they did for all the World Cup teams that are in the soccer World Cup.
They did a beer for every team?
Yeah, every team was in it, and they used an ingredient from that location to kind of put in that beer for that team.
Oh, I love that. I'm like a super World Cup fanatic.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know they did one that specific. That's cool.
That is really cool.
And they have games on every day in there. Whenever the games are on, so they're big soccer fans.
Do y'all watch soccer?
They do it every year.
Do I watch it? No, but I enjoy it. I used to play FIFA when I lived with those people.
I mean, anyone who's played FIFA can love soccer, appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult. Like, I've tried to play soccer when I was younger, and it just...
I think FIFA's difficult. It's like so much like movement with your hands.
I'm not good. Don't get me wrong.
There's no way I can do it now. Yeah.
But it's one of the hardest ones, like, athletic wise, just the amount of running that you. Oh my gosh!
Oh, I know. It's so funny because like Americans are like, oh, they don't score enough. It's so boring. I'm like, they are running up and down that field like average of 20 miles a game. I'm sure it's crazy. I was watching the Columbia game this morning, and they got a red card 2 minutes in, so they had to play down a man. And it's just, you could just see how fatigued they were by the end of 90 minutes because they had to make up for like one guy not being on the pitch. It was
and it's very methodical. It's not just running up and down the field and kicking the ball. I mean, it's like a chess match.
It really is.
The way you're trying to get that ball to a certain spot, you got to go here, over here, back here. I mean, there's more backwards movement of the ball than there is forward movement a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Just trying to set it up and get it in the right spot. But
it's so satisfying when like your team scores because it's so much work just to get that goal in there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's good camaraderie.
The celebration is just crazy.
Yeah,
it's just making one goal.
Yeah, someone told me that I guess they had recorded seismic activity after Mexico scored that one goal. And I believe it. I guess from everyone jumping up and down, you know, like they were super pumped. That was a huge upset.
I haven't watched any of the games.
I watched a few of them. I'm just never around a TV really, but
same.
We don't have cable here, so.
Yeah, I don't have cable. I just
so it's if I'm out somewhere and I catch it on TV.
Bar.
I guess we could always go to Oak Road.
Yeah, it'll definitely be on there.
Yeah, we know that for a fact.
They have coffee and tea down here too. At DAPS.
Yeah, so we our coffee program is done by Second State, aka Black Tap.
Nice. I love Black Tap.
So good.
It's my favorite coffee place to go to down there.
Yeah, it really is. And then Brown's Court Bakery does our like hamburger buns, English muffins, cinnamon rolls. So definitely use a lot of local people.
Cinnamon rolls.
You got cold brew?
They're insane.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, we've got some coffee. So we've got a beer and wine and then Amaro. So we do like low ABV coffee cocktails. Pretty interesting. It's fun to play around with those.
We're going to turn this into a food podcast as well. Oh, man. So do you have like we're going back to DAPS. Do you have a specific dish that you like to eat the most? Like your go-to, your favorite, no matter what?
No, I don't. I would say it's probably one of the hashes, but I usually just create it myself. So right now we have one. It's called the Special Number 2. And so it's like Waffle House style hash browns. Mm-hmm. And so this particular one is the hash browns with English peas, caramelized shallots, ricotta, and then I add sausage, which we get from Tank at Holy City Hog, so it's local, and then over medium egg, and it's great. Sometimes if I'm feeling crazy, I'll add the cheese sauce, but the ricotta is usually just enough for me.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds fantastic. Are you looking at pictures right now?
No pictures yet. Just looking at the menu.
No.
But I will. I'll look at the picture.
I don't think we need to go down that rabbit hole.
No.
I feel like we already backtracked. Keep thinking about it. I just ate before you got here. It's crazy.
The house smells like bacon. Yeah. You still want breakfast.
Maybe that's the issue. Is that it still smells like bacon. Yeah. I made 4 slices. That's never enough.
Never.
You
gotta make at least half a pound.
Half a...
I mean, I don't think that's that much.
Is it not? How much is half a pound of bacon?
It's enough for me to eat.
Pound, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, half a package. It's not that much.
Oh, it's not. No. I guess you're right.
Okay, I'm like, you make me feel like I'm eating too much bacon.
Well, I thought about it. I'm like, I don't know the measurement at all. Distance and math is just not my thing. I'm just not a math person. And that was math to me. How many bacons equal half a pound?
I guess I've cooked enough recipes to know that a pound is a full package.
There you go. See, I also don't cook that much.
You cook bacon?
I did. Not very well, mind you. I also burned the bacon.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is almost impossible unless you just don't pay attention.
True. It's a cool looking place, though. It's like an old house, right? DAPS. So I keep going back to DAPS.
So I feel like it was a convenience store.
Yeah,
and then it was like run down. And it was run down for a while, and there was nothing there. And Nick and Jeremiah, the owners, just kind of like did everything themselves inside, built all the tables and the bar.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Right on. Jeez, man. We need to get you some food.
We do. I haven't eaten all day. And coffee, that's it.
Made a mistake. I tried to prepare, but I failed. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's your fault, really. You came in talking about delicious foods.
I know. I'm sorry. I've eaten very well today. It's only halfway through the day.
There's so much more opportunity for more eating. So
exactly.
That's a good time. Yeah, for sure.
What else do you do in your spare time? I mean, we talked about rafting. You don't raft, I guess, but paddleboarding, kayaking. I mean, and you said you wanted to live close to the water, so do you do anything with the water?
Yeah, no, I don't do water sports, unfortunately. I did like attempt all of them when I first moved in here, and like while I appreciate them, I'd just rather relax. I do like paddleboarding, but I ride horses.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple horses out in Ondop. My roommate has some, so I do that. Not competitively or anything, but
Right.
I used to when I was younger, and just kind of do it for leisure now.
Okay.
So really like that. And I have a dog. We do a lot of fun activities together. Just kind of like run around town, like taking places.
You said a pit bull?
So he's an American. I don't know what he is. He's an American bulldog, I think, because he's way bigger than a pit bull is supposed to be. He's about 100 pounds, but
Wow.
he's a little cutie pie. I actually got him at a beer event when I was working for Southern Eagle.
That sounds interesting. How'd that happen?
I showed up, I think it was like a New Belgium event at Smoky Oak, and I was there just like helping set up, and I see this magnificent creature get out of the car, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this? And they're like, he's up for adoption, his name's Chewbacca, and I was like, where are the papers? I got it. And he was fully grown, so he was a pretty big dog, and everybody that I knew was like, this is a huge mistake, like you do not need to be getting this dog, and I was like, well, it's happening.
Too late.
Yep, love of my life, love that little guy. It was nice when I was working at Lo-Fi and Free House. I was able to like bring him, weather permitting. Kind of got too hot in the summer, but
Right.
you got to know a lot of people around town. So
Yeah, I feel like I maybe saw you at Free House. I don't go to Free House very often, but you look familiar. I feel like I've seen you around town somewhere before. I don't know.
yeah.
I haven't been to Lo-Fi, so I wasn't there.
If there's a girl with weird hair pouring beer, it's probably me.
Yeah.
Have you always had multicolored hair?
I have for a few years now. I kind of just switch through the colors. They fall out, and I get new ones.
My phone's freaking out over here. Chill out.
Yeah. I mean, to put that in perspective, I think Leia is 50 pounds.
Oh my
it's
God.
double that.
Yeah, she's a little
What?
nugget.
It's a huge dog. Yeah.
Well, that's a monster.
He's a and
You said little guy a minute ago.
I guess, yeah,
don't
he's my
think
little
so.
guy. I know, and he thinks he's a baby. Like, he's like such a just cuddle monster. Just wants to get in your lap and
For a lot of big
thinks
dogs
he
are.
weighs nothing.
Yeah, they're all big babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The little dogs, they're the ferocious ones. They try and bite your ankles and whatever, but the big dogs are just usually the big sweeties for the most part. There's some of them that eat your face off. Too.
So you have horses, you ride horses in Allendale.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to Allendale Green?
I have. I used to go, back when I lived in Isle Palms, it was a little bit closer. I used to go a lot.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a really cool little venue out there.
Just started going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time last week? Yeah, last Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, the
time.
first
Yeah,
time
they
I
have some
went,
good music there too as well.
I got real messed up and passed out. Got
In the
tickled
field?
awake. No, I have buddies,
Okay.
friends that let us set up a tent in the little compound area next door. And they didn't want me to go to sleep. It was really early after all the music ended. And I was like, I'm out. I'm giving up. And they tried tickling me to wake up, and it didn't work. And
I have to take my afternoon siesta, or I'm not doing anything at night.
Yeah.
My mother's she's from Colombia, so I'm half Colombian, and they're big proponents of like the afternoon siesta, and I definitely got that from her side of the family, because if I don't, then I'll have my dinner and go straight to bed. There's no waking me up to go rally. Definitely felt it in my older age.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never been a nap guy.
no, you also stay up super late and wake up super
Yeah, I
late.
just get all my sleep at one time.
Yeah,
Once I'm up, I'm up. It takes a while to get me up, but once I'm up.
I love a good nap. Big fan.
I'm not saying I don't like it, but I think it makes me feel groggier for some reason.
You gotta do it right, man. You gotta practice more often.
And it's like the best for like the beer naps. It's like you have a couple beers with lunch, then you go home, take like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and by the time you wake up, you're like all refreshed again. It's like a whole new day.
I was thinking 20 minutes.
I like the long naps. 20 minutes is a little short for me. I will definitely get groggy.
I mean,
I need to carve out like an hour.
maybe that's my problem. Like I think I'm going too long. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm just out. I'll just stay asleep for the rest of the day. I don't know. Never been a big fan.
I don't know. I mean, afternoon naps, I feel like totally take over me sometimes. Even if I have work to do, you can feel yourself like bobbing. I'm like, no. I've like gotten up and ran around the house before just to wake back up.
That's madness.
Yeah.
I mean, you got work to do. You gotta stay awake. So
True.
How'd you get into horses? I mean, you just had a friend that you said?
Well, yeah, I rode, like, growing up. I did competitions and stuff, and then I hadn't ridden for, like, 10 years. I rode a little bit, like, in Atlanta before I moved here, but just, like, kind of helping out at barns, and I hadn't ridden here for, like, 4 years, and when I met my roommate, one of the things we had in common was that we both rode horses, and so through her I was able to... There's the farm she keeps hers at, they take in a lot of rescues that otherwise would go to slaughter. Ooh. And so instead we kind of, like, rehabilitate them and make them...
So they're, like, just not useful anymore, like old racehorses?
Well, they're like, I mean, they're not useful, but we rehabilitate them, and then they become great lesson ponies for for kids.
But they weren't useful for whatever they were being used for.
Exactly. So or just, like, bad owners or whatever. It's sad, but it's fun working with them because growing up, I was riding horses that were, like, a little bit nicer, and they weren't very unpredictable, and these horses, like, they've had hard lives, and you never know when they're going to freak out and what they're going to freak out over. So it's kind of good to have, like, somebody that knows what they're doing on them.
Yeah.
When you say competitions, what type of competitions?
I did 100 jumpers, so just jumping fences, really.
Okay.
With the hats and the tight pants. And the, I'm sure you've seen in the Olympics. The little princess sport, but...
That's interesting. I've never really been a big horse fan.
Fuck, me either, man.
I feel like you're either terrified of them or you love them. I know a lot of people that are terrified.
I don't know if I was really terrified of them, but I had some aunts and uncles up around the Columbia area that had a farm up there. Well, they still do, actually, but I used to go when I was younger, and we'd ride around a little bit around their farm, but I just never got into it. I don't know why.
I won't walk up to a horse. Fuck that shit.
They're just so gentle giants.
Like, I have goosebumps thinking
Very
about
into gentle giants.
Their eyes, they just know more than they let on. Like, you guys are running this planet somehow.
Yeah.
I'm waiting just to hear you start talking or something.
It is kind of menacing, though, when you walk up to them.
No, I wouldn't say menacing. They just seem...
Well, you can't walk up to them dead on because they can't see you. You have to come from one side or the other because they have, like, a big blind spot in the middle of their face because their eyes are on the opposite. Yeah, I guess a lot of people don't know that.
That's a huge flaw.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, it's a flaw, but it's a horse.
Well, that kind of changes
So when they
things.
put those blinders on them downtown, that's even worse then, right? I
mean,
I know they're doing that to keep them from freaking out from the side, but...
Yeah, because they can move, and you can also tell with their ears which direction they're looking, for the most part.
Whoa, that's cool.
Whichever way their ears pointed is kind of where their eyes are looking at.
Did not know that.
Yeah, still don't want to... I don't know.
Still don't want to get near them?
No.
Don't want to go make friends, have a beer?
I mean, maybe if it was like... not even BoJack Horseman. He's just super depressing. I don't know. Hang out with him.
Sad guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't get into... Maybe if I actually spent time with a horse, I'd get over this weird preconceived notion of horses. I've never really spent any time.
Come out to the barn, volunteer. We could always use a...
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Fence painter, a stall mucker.
Slow down.
Getting ahead of myself.
That's not what she meant by painting fences.
Just paint the fence, but up and down. So where's this place? You said it's out
in Onondaga, yeah, off Steed Creek Road. Okay. You know where, like, the outdoor shooting range is?
No.
Well, there is one out there, and it is off that same road.
Now that I would go to.
Outdoor shooting range? Mm-hmm. Nice. I'd like to actually find that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more
indoor.
Yeah, we went out to my dad's hunting club, but it's a private hunting club. That does us no good.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, maybe before the land was sold and they're turning it into a shopping center for all the new homes opening up down 17.
That's exactly
17 or 61? I think it's 61.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I agree.
More concrete.
That's what it's going to be. There's like a nice cabin out there and everything, and there's devastation of trees everywhere. And just like, what in the world? Like, this is the hunting club you go to? And I was like, it was. Like, what happened to all the animals? They just ran away. All super crowded and really small amount of woods now. And also, people can go buy Target shoes. I picked up that one because I love Target.
I can't go to Target.
On a mission, maybe.
I mean, who actually gets the mission done at Target?
I just end up walking around, and I usually leave with nothing.
Nothing? How do you do that?
You're a rare person.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how anyone goes in there and leaves with nothing.
Sometimes I just end up over there, and I just I'll go into Target for a minute. and then I walk out for there was nothing.
I have a note in my book, actually. We were talking about this once before. And I said, you don't ever go to Target because you need stuff. You go because you want stuff. So you end up getting all the shit you never needed.
Not me.
I always feel so satisfied when I leave, though. I'm like, so many things right now.
You want to grab one of those other beers?
Oh, yeah. I guess I could do some work.
I mean, normally we keep them over here, but...
I believe this one is going to be colder.
I know you don't have space for it, but you ever thought about getting your own horse?
If I had the financial means, I would totally do it.
Yeah.
But it's a very expensive hobby.
Oh, this
I'm sure. I mean, I know how much it costs just to feed a dog.
Yeah, once I grew up and realized how expensive everything was, I went to my parents and I was like, thank you very much for paying that small fortune when I was a bratty little child just so I can ride my horse, you know?
Life is so much more expensive than you think it is growing up.
It really is.
Oh my God, what in the world did you put up with my one?
I know, and then I'm just like, oh, the things I complained about when I was a kid and I didn't realize what were being done.
I mean, then you get parents that still help out. What in the world am I caught up on over here?
I don't know. I don't even know what this beer is. Can you tell me what this beer is?
It's a double dry hop India Pale Ale.
Yeah, but where's it from? I can't even see.
Civil Society Brewing Company.
Civil Society.
Yeah. So one of the perks of my Instagram is that I get really cool people that either bring me or send me beer.
What?
And so, this was something that Nick, one of the bartenders at Edmund's Oast Brewery, brought me. I'm not quite sure from where. But
You need to teach us how to
that's
do
probably
that.
like that's probably the reason my Instagram keeps going.
Yeah, Jupiter, Florida.
How many followers do you have on there? I didn't really look.
You know what? I don't even know if that's the one he brought me. How many do? I don't. Somewhere around 6,000. It's not even like really that many.
It's enough to get beer.
Yeah, it's enough to get beer.
That's what we're working for.
Yeah,
And I just
we're working towards that
and that's
same
my
goal.
favorite thing is to just be able to taste things that I normally couldn't get here.
Although I will say there's a lot of awesome people that we've had on the podcast, like you, that have brought really cool things. So in a sense, I guess
That is what I love about like the beer industry. I think that's different than every other industry is that like there's not that much competition. Like everyone just kind of like wants to work together and be friends and like share cool beers and I don't know. It's just it's a very like community based community. If that makes any sense at all.
agreed.
Right. There's really no description on here, so it just says it's an IPA. Double dry
Exciting.
hopped. That's all we got.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, this is good. And for some reason the top is not open. Yep.
There you go.
There we go. All right. Thank you for bringing this. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Beer's
Ooh.
good to share, right?
That's a good color.
Probably gave you way too little.
That thing is cloudy. That's my favorite.
Is that your favorite style?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I guess right now.
I hate that. I hate when people ask me that question. So I hate that I just asked you that. But yeah,
What?
No, I don't
what
think it's a
question?
bad
what's
question.
your favorite style of beer?
Really?
Mine
I was getting ready to ask you the
changes.
same
I know,
question
see?
when she said it.
I was trying to get ahead of you.
Yeah.
I just have such a special place in my heart for almost all of them.
Yeah.
I've definitely
Yeah,
had
they'll
beers
have
that
their
I
own
don't like.
applications.
Definitely.
I can't really. I mean, probably if I had a go-to, I guess my go-to would be an IPA, just in general. But I like all styles for sure.
I read a really funny quote the other day that IPAs are like the pumpkin spice lattes for men. I was like, that is absolutely true.
It is.
It's like the basic,
They're
the basic,
everywhere.
basic boy beers.
Like if you go to any like bottle place or like grocery store that would have a lot of options, most of what you're going to see up there is some kind of variation of an IPA.
Oh yeah, I know everyone's into the New England style haze bombs, juice bombs.
But you know, it's
Not
funny you
against
say that
it.
because, like I said, I work at Oak Road Brewing Company, and people will come in and say, "Oh, this is my first time in here," and I'll say, "Okay, what kind of beer do you like?" I just don't like IPAs. Is what is almost 90% of the answer that I get. I don't like bitter. I don't like IPAs.
Yeah, well, a lot of people think that all IPAs are bitter,
Right.
and I kind of like. I really miss pouring beer as my main job. Because I do kind of think that I have a knack for getting people to try a beer that they normally wouldn't and actually really enjoying it.
Right. And I like
feel
that
like,
challenge as well.
Yeah, I feel like I will have made it once I can find a beer that my mom will actually drink, because she hates beer. She hates all kind of beers.
Yeah.
And I'm again convinced it's because she grew up in South America, where like they don't even know what good beer is.
Right.
So one day I'll find her something that she likes.
Right. I can't. Well,
She doesn't like carbonation. She doesn't like the taste of beers.
I won't say I can't
So.
stand the people, but I don't like people that say I don't like beer.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb, I've talked about this, Caleb Taylor, that
He
you just
just
haven't found a beer that you like yet.
Yeah,
There's a
immediately.
beer out there for everybody.
It's just false.
I agree. It's so diverse. That was one of the things that attracted me to it, is just what all you can do with beer. Like, my parents are big wine people, and so I never really grew up drinking beer, which sounds bad to say, but everyone, takes something from their parents' stash in high school, and there was never really beer there to take. So
Yeah.
I was drinking wine that apparently was way too expensive for me to be drinking, but I thought it was just, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. See, my house was liquor, so there was no beer or wine in the house. It was all liquor, so
My house was nothing.
there was nothing. Yeah. Well, you said, you didn't start drinking until you were 21, right, or something?
Yeah. I didn't even have alcohol on my 21st birthday.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It is crazy. I know.
I was drinking like 12, 13.
I don't know, but I really appreciate wine.
I'd like to learn more. I'm going to Napa in November for my mother's birthday with my family, and I'm excited to kind of immerse myself in that. And working at DAPS is really nice, because I'm trying to like expand my knowledge on Amaros and wines and rosés and stuff that I don't necessarily know about, because I finally feel like I've gotten my palate for beer, but it's just, it's all very different.
Yeah, because on their menu it was, what was I looking at earlier?
Breakfast wines?
Yeah, the breakfast wines. Yeah. What's that all about? Just wines for breakfast.
Yeah, so they went to all of their friends in like the wine business around town, and they're like, hey, give us a wine that pairs well with breakfast. And that's kind of how our wine list came to be.
Excellent.
I mean, it's all day breakfast. So that kind of goes hand in hand. You haven't even tried your beer yet.
No, I have. I've tasted it. It's good. It's very good.
Okay.
We just haven't talked about it. We've been talking about other stuff, but
I guess. I don't know. I thought this was delicious. I want to talk about it.
go ahead. Talk about it.
Well, now I don't want to.
Okay, then. I mean, it's pretty much spot on with everything everybody else is doing around here, really. And this is out of Florida, but I'm talking here in town as far as fermentory and
It's got a different
common house.
It's got a different.
There's something unique. This is
something
not
different.
Yeah, I
It
disagree
tastes
with
like
what
some
you said.
lactose or something.
You said you couldn't find any information on it?
No, not really.
Weird.
I don't taste
It's a
lactose.
mystery beer.
You don't taste lactose?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, normally there's something you can scan, but there's not even a label on there. Or a barcode, I mean.
I can't pin it. I was hoping someone would.
Well, let me take another look here. Let's see.
But it's something I've eaten before, I've smelled or tasted before. But I cannot for the life of me figure out what that flavor is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of IPAs on here. When I typed in double dry, it gave me two options.
I found it.
Did you?
Yeah, hold on. It's called Camo. Did you miss that part?
I did.
Double dry hopped Camo, probably because it was camouflaged.
Oh, I got
In
it.
his defense, he is colorblind.
Yeah. they're all
Ooh,
blended together.
it's double dry hopped with mosaic and lemon drop hops.
That's what I just found it. You're a little bit ahead of me, but I found it.
Good
But
job,
yeah, that's
bud.
all it says. Mosaic
Lemon
drop.
drop. Is that what it
hops.
is? Lemon
I
drop
don't
candy?
think I've ever heard of lemon drop hops.
I don't think I have either.
So many hops out there.
8.5% ABV. Average rating of 4.2.
It's good.
I don't know how you get an average rating of 4.2. How does that work out? 4.22. Because they go in quarters on Untappd. How does that math work out?
I don't
I have
know.
such a thing against Untappd. I always have. I think I opened an account once, and I'm just so against it.
Yeah.
I wish there was something else.
See?
I will tell you why, though.
We're trying to make something else.
It was
We're
We're
working
thinking
on it.
about it. Yeah.
This was I don't know, 2 or 3 Charles and Beer Weeks ago, years ago. I went to, I can't even remember what it was because the whole experience was so aggravating for me, but I went to a beer dinner at some restaurant. It was sour beers, and I didn't know anyone that was going, but I figured like, oh, I like beer. These people clearly will like beer. Like, I'll make some friends. This will be fun. And I went, and it's all of these nerds there on their phones, and they're all on Untapped. And I said something. I was like, good conversation we're having. They're like, hee, and then just kept looking down. And I was like, dude, like, I just want to like meet some cool people.
Yeah.
You know, that like this beer as much as I do. And I came out of there with 0 friends. So.
Dang.
And I blame that on Untapped, and maybe that's unfair, but it's also like...
I agree.
People,
anytime you go to a festival, yeah.
Yeah, you go to a festival, or I'd be like sitting at the bar having a good conversation with someone, and someone's like asking me questions like, I can't find this beer on Untapped. And I'm like, probably because I just mixed it for you. Like, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, I think it kind of takes away a little bit of the like, let's talk about craft beer with an actual human instead of all of these people on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't
Solid
know.
point.
And I mean, there are like obviously good things about Untapped, like being able to kind of keep track of what you're drinking, and that's how this whole like Instagram of mine started, was so I could keep track of what I was drinking. But now it's just, if I were to put a picture up of every time I drink a different beer, my mom would be really concerned with my beer intake, more so than she already is.
I think the same thing a lot of times. I mean, just doing Untapped, or we have a group on Facebook called Drink a Different Beer Every Day that we post pictures to and stuff.
Oh,
and,
I love that.
It's kind of a closed group that you have to be invited to. But yeah, people start seeing that and you're like, man, you drink a lot of beer. But you don't always check in. You might just take a sip of something.
Yeah.
But people are thinking you're drinking, 16-ounce beers every time you check in a beer. But
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've just started now going to like beer shares. Like, I found like a cool little group of people here in Charleston that aren't like so like, crazy. Because for a while, like, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I reach out to people on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, I really want to try this beer. It's in your area. Do you want to like do a trade? And like, well, what do you have for me? And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. This is like, I feel like I'm doing drug deals. Like, it was really sketchy, and so like I kind of got out of the whole thing. And then people would just send me stuff, or like if somebody wanted something from me, I would just be like, send me whatever's good around you. Or like, my dad travels, and I like to send him into beer stores, and I'm like, go and get me some stuff. Or my sister's, I'm really excited. My sister's boyfriend is from Vermont, and she is heading up there as we speak, and I'm like, please bring me back some foam brewery. Come on. But yeah, I don't know. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I wish there was something.
I agree. I tried Untapped for like a second, and then you go to a bar and you have like 3 beers, and all of a sudden you see someone checking in a beer, and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't check one in, and you have to go through the trouble. I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother anymore.
Yeah. My biggest thing is just so I can see if I've had something before and if I liked it. If I don't remember, and then I look it up and say, ooh, I gave that a 3.2. I'm like, I'm not getting that again. So it helps me weed out stuff I didn't like, I guess.
I am not.
That's the biggest thing.
I also have things with that too, because for a while I'd have a beer that I didn't like, and then I wouldn't drink it again. But then I realized how different beers could taste, obviously with age, even when they're not supposed to be aged, or just the difference between can and draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I will hate a beer in the can, and then on draft I'm just like sucking it down.
Right, and that's one of the biggest problems we got with it, is that people don't rate like they should rate. Well, I guess people rate how they think they should rate, I guess, but most people don't rate the beer on the style. They just rate whether they like it or not. They might hate IPAs, so they drink an IPA and they give it a 2 something, and it's a great IPA. They just don't like IPAs. So it's kind of a skewed system. We've got to try and find something better.
Oh man, I just had an idea that I need to write down. Sorry.
But speaking of wine versus beer, Caleb, have you ever been to Homegrown Brew House here in town?
No.
Yeah, it's a place downtown Somerville. It's called Homegrown Brew House, and all he does is keep local South Carolina beer on tap. So he's got 40 taps, and it's all South Carolina beer. And he's getting ready to do an event at the Ponds out here in Somerville, where they're going to do a food pairing with beer and wine, and try and show people that you don't always just have to pair wine with food. You can pair beer with food as well, right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, but I don't think it's at the Ponds.
That's not the one at the Ponds?
No, that's a 4th of July event.
Oh, that's something different.
Yeah.
But he's doing that event.
Yeah, but it's beer versus wine.
So, yeah, is it that you can drink both, or do you pick beer or wine?
No, it's going to be both. So he's partnering up with Accent on Wine.
Yeah.
Here in Somerville, not the one in Park Circle. Mm-hmm. And so they're both going to get together, and he's going to pair the beer with the food, and then Vinny from Accent on Wine is going to pair the wine.
Oh.
And they're going to do a comparison, see which one pairs better with food. And Caleb thinks it's beer, obviously. that beer is a better.
Well, he
beer.
has reasons because the carbonation cleans
I think beer
your
chemically,
palate. Yeah.
chemically, beer is meant to go with food better so than wine.
I like
I
getting
would agree.
I like getting drunk off wine more than beer.
I do until the next day.
Really? That's the exact opposite for me.
You feel good the next day?
Yeah.
Well, that, I mean, you're amazing.
I don't know. I don't feel good getting drunk off beer the next day.
Yeah,
See,
there's
I-
definitely a difference between everything: liquor, wine, and beer.
Yeah.
How you feel
Yeah.
the next morning.
Screw vodka. Get that out of here.
I'm a tequila girl.
Tequila's good. Tequila's good.
Yeah, whiskey, bourbon.
Mm.
I like rum too. I can do tequila, but whiskey and bourbon is my go-to.
Just gonna keep naming things off.
Yeah,
I
I like
also-
rum.
I
I
also
like
enjoy
some
that.
gin sometimes. Yeah,
Oh my, yeah.
vodka. No, I don't like any of that stuff.
It's got a heavier body to it. It's not as
That's why I was saying lactose in the beginning, because it felt like it had like a thicker
Mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I know. Usually when I have
it's
like
double dry
cream-
hops, so it's probably just the sediment from the hops and stuff. Just kind of thinking.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, the viscosity.
Yeah, it's a good word. I mean, most
I
people
mean, I
say
can barely
mouthfeel.
say it, but whatever. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Mm. It's very different.
It's good though. And
Yeah.
you know, we had some stuff from actually from New England, from Connecticut. Same thing at Oak Road. You know, a lot of people bring in beers. They come down from the north and they bring beers and just hand them off at the brewery. So I've had stuff actually from New England. I've had stuff from here. I've had stuff from the West Coast that they claim is New England style. Now this from Florida, and it's all a little different. And
Oh, good point.
I still say that the stuff I've had from Connecticut was the best so far. And I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're the ones that
Yeah.
started it. It should be the best, but just like a West Coast IPA tastes better coming out of San Diego for some reason. Than here.
That makes sense
Yeah.
in my brain. Yeah.
You
Although,
need some sort of like South Coast IPA now.
yeah, I like that.
Work on it.
I wonder what's most popular down here, style wise.
I'd say probably like Pilsner Lager. It's just so hot.
Yeah. I think the Ghosts, but that's still a niche
Niche.
market. But
Yeah.
for sure, the majority of people that come into the brewery say, "Oh, what do you got that tastes like Bud Light or PBR?"
Yeah,
or
I've seen a lot of people do
Yingling
blondes. People like
blondes."
blondes.
Yeah.
Pilsner's a good idea though. It's been so hot lately that you want something to
Yeah,
fresh.
refreshing.
Yeah.
That's the problem with some of these like IPAs, pale ales. I'm just like, oh, it's so hot outside. I don't want to drink that.
Yeah.
And then
I
it gets
agree.
so hot so quick.
Yeah.
Very
So I'm excited to see. We haven't heard from Frothy yet from Joey what they're going to bring out to the festival, but be interesting to see what they bring out on a hot summer day.
Yeah.
Because I know Holy City's getting us Paradise, which is their session IPA, and Washout Wheat. Should be a good summer.
I like Paradise a lot.
IPA.
I don't think I've had Paradise.
It's good.
We haven't had it on the podcast yet, have we?
No.
Okay. Then I don't think I have. I'm excited. I'll try it there. What a good time.
Be a good time.
I wonder what Frothy will bring though. I don't know enough of what their common beers are aside from On Delay and Tides.
If they bring the Pelican Pills, there's a good chance I helped brew it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the one they have on tap right now is the one that I helped with.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like a
That's
good
what
one to
Joey
bring.
said. Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a party just brewing with all the
Joey,
people
yeah, it's
over there.
fun. I love Joey. He's such a good guy. He was really cool to learn from too. He
Yeah.
was really like explaining things to me because it's so weird wanting to learn how to brew because everyone has their own brewing style and some people it's just like maybe they're not talking so much and you're more observing and some people are explaining and it was really cool brewing with him. We had a good time. I felt like I learned a lot. I just kind of like to keep my knowledge fresh, so if I can just do it every couple of months, I'm happy.
Yeah, how often do you normally brew with people?
Pretty much that much every couple months. I had like plans to do more until the arm.
Yeah, that makes
Until the
sense.
arm break. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Can't lift those sacks of grain or really do anything with the one arm.
Yeah. Are you right-handed?
Yeah, I am. Thank
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
But it's you really don't know how little you can do until it actually happens. Because it's like I can move it, but just barely.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, but that is weird.
It was weird when it first happened because it's a weird thing to not be able. They gave me a nerve block, so I couldn't feel anything after the surgery, and it's a weird thing to not be able to feel like you're touching it, but you have zero sensation. Or the fact that I've gotten over it now, but the fact that I just don't even have full movement of my hand, like an everyday thing you take granted for. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Be a good time to get more tattoos.
I know. Well, it's so funny because they cut through one, and it's like the one that I did get here. So luckily, my girl, I'd message her immediately. But it's like, what's life if you can't hit a bowl by yourself? And I'm literally living that life right now. So,
damn.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Keep pushing through.
Yeah.
Keep like
What I was saying, if you don't have very good feeling in that arm, just go ahead and get it all tattooed up now.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think people that have more than one tattoo are put off by.
It's not the pain's more the fun part.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I want to feel it, to feel something.
How creepy would that be if you're getting
That would be
tattooed
so
and you're just
weird.
like,
Okay, so actually, I
feel
got
nothing.
I got this tattoo out in California, and so he did the line work, and then when he went to do the color and the shading, he like sprayed something. I need to reach out to him and ask him what it was because I've never even heard of it. But it numbed everything within like a fraction of an inch to wherever he'd already tattooed. So like I could barely, and it like complete numbness. Like I wasn't feeling when he was doing everything except for like the middle of the leaves, and it was one of the weirdest sensations to just be like, I can feel it, but I also can't feel it.
I mean, it must have just been like a lidocaine spray or something.
I don't know.
that's what I was thinking too.
But I don't know why, like, he said it was funny too. He had been like tattooing for a long time. It was like right on Haight-Ashbury. And he said he only used it on people that had like numerous tattoos because he feels like people that don't have a lot of tattoos need to feel the pain. Not like getting into it. I was like, kind of like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm glad I made the cut
Yeah.
to get the.
That would freak me out though.
It was freaky.
What the hell? That's weird. I have never heard of that before.
I hadn't either. And he was also the first person that ever used Sanoderm on me. I don't know if anyone's used that on you for like the aftercare. It's some sort of medical grade healing thing, and you don't take it off for 7 days, and you take it off, and the tattoo's completely healed. There's no scabbing, nothing.
What?
And my girl here in Charleston does do that. So Betsy Butler.
Oh, yes, I know her. She did.
She's the Lucasfilm certified.
She did a lot of Kristen's tattoos at Coastal. I think it's her.
Where's she?
She's at the Gilded Mermaid over on Johns Island.
Or maybe not. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
So it's like a privately owned tattoo shop. She was at Roses and Ruins.
That seems more what I was thinking.
Yeah, and then she just moved. I guess.
Yeah, we're looking for some tattooists to come on.
Yeah,
Actually, we're
you should
talking to a
definitely
guy
reach out to
over
her.
at
She's
Blue
awesome.
Gorilla right now to try and get him on. But and we talked to a guy at Mystic Tiki that did mine, but we haven't booked anybody yet. So
It's so cool to see because when I first moved here, it was like everyone told me like you do not get tattoos here. So for several years, I didn't get tattoos here.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I can't stand
there's
when
good artists everywhere.
asshole people say that.
Yeah, but also like I could see because the laws were later, and I was coming from Atlanta where it was just like.
Okay, yeah. It did take a long time.
Yeah, it took a longer time here than Atlanta.
Welcome to South Carolina.
Exactly, but I mean, just like here now compared to like when I moved here, like there's several artists like I want to get done by here. And I couldn't say that like 5 years ago, so it's nice to have a
yeah. And
little
what was
bit
the
of
girl's
options.
name?
Betsy Butler.
Betsy Butler. That's just a fun name.
Yeah, that's very easy to remember. Betsy Butler.
It sounds like a tattoo artist.
Does it?
I mean, she is.
I was thinking more like a magician, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, that's a good magician name.
Right.
Betsy Butler.
I can see it in the attire and magic happening. Like The Illusionist. That's a good movie.
It was a really good movie.
A total
It's a
sidetrack.
weird movie.
Yeah.
What's the A? Is that for Atlanta?
Yes, it's the Braves. I got it when Chipper retired.
Oh, I thought.
I think I cursed the team because we haven't done anything since.
You couldn't recognize the Atlanta Braves, eh?
No, that's what I thought it was.
Oh, my dad thought it was an Alabama A. But I was like, sometimes he like says things about my tattoos, and I'm like, do you know who I am like at all? Because I went to Auburn for a short time too, so it's just like, I mean, I don't know why he would have thought it was
I put
Alabama
it together
A.
because I recognized the font on it, but
Yeah.
also you said you were outside of Atlanta, so
Yep.
yeah. Is that everything right there?
I've got a couple others strategically placed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time in my life where like I didn't want to have them to be shown because I didn't know what kind of job I'd have, and now I figured any job that I kind of will have is one that probably won't care if I have tattoos on my arm.
True.
Totally understand that.
Yeah.
The moment I left the law firm that I was working at, I got my fingers tattooed so that I would never go back to a job.
Never go back to
Never.
it again. And that'll do it.
It's been a good idea and a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But I stand by it. It's so easy, I think, to get comfortable in like a 9-to-5 job if you can survive and tolerate what you're doing with the consistent income. But just
I
feel like
do it.
after years, eventually you're going to just start banging your head up against a mirror like, what the fuck am I doing? I gotta go do something.
I'd
And
rather
I don't want to get trapped.
I'd rather wonder where my next meal is coming from than sit there with a consistent schedule and have to sit down. Like when I worked in an office, I was smoking cigarettes only so I could take a break every hour and like get up and go outside.
Right.
And then I quit. And I was like, well, now I can't get up and go outside, so I guess you just gotta quit the job. But yeah.
I like your reasoning too. That was good.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
perfect.
It's just funny how that works because, like you smoke cigarettes, it's like no one questions if you have to go outside for 5 minutes. So it's like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, should I just pretend that I'm going outside to smoke a cigarette, just mess around on my phone?
Yeah, when I quit smoking, I got so cynical of all the people that
Yeah,
got
like
to
how
take
many
breaks
minutes
all
are
day.
you
Yeah,
adding
how many
up?
breaks are you gonna take?
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Yeah, I do that even at home. I paint and freelance graphic design and whatnot. And I still smoke cigarettes. But I'll try not to take a break because, like, the one moment you just kind of sit back and you're staring, like, oh, I have no thoughts for like 2 seconds. So I'm like, I could go smoke. I'm like, no, idiot. Focus.
Yeah.
Get more work done. Earn it. So, plus, if I can. I'm one of those people that hates on himself every time he smokes. I don't like the fact that I do, but at the same time, after a few beers, I do like the fact that I do. It's a stupid thing.
Yeah, I'll never go back to it.
Good man. Don't do it.
Every so often I pick one up and I take 2 puffs and I'm like, this is awful.
Oh yeah.
That's good. But if you fight through it, it gets good again. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
You got in that moment, just be like, no.
I don't know. And then I'll hug someone that like just smoked and I'm like, I don't want to smell like that.
That's good
Yeah.
too. That's good too. So
Big
many good
deterrent.
things. I made it a couple months. It seems to be the longest I've been able to survive. I don't know. It's a tough battle. Tobacco's good. My
Yeah.
grandfather used to grow it. It's in my blood.
Oh, well, there you go. It's understandable.
Oh, there we go. I rationalize it.
That's how I rationalize my coffee drinking. Like, oh, I'm Colombian. It's pretty much 50% of my blood.
I don't even try to rationalize that. I just drink away.
I know. It's a couple people at DAPS are like, oh, we're just lowering our coffee intake. We're going to drink some tea. And I'm like, why would you even, like, why?
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, people make a big deal about it. I don't know why.
Tea has, like, more caffeine than coffee does. So I don't know why.
Yeah, some of it does, yeah.
I don't know.
And they're both supposedly good for you. I mean, if you look at any of the
Coffee's not bad for you.
centurions that live in all these blue zones and whatever, South America is one of them, Central America,
Mm-hmm.
they drink a lot of coffee and a lot of tea. It's very beneficial, it seems like, for longevity. You getting the other one?
Yep.
So you said you'd love to pour beer again. How come you don't, there's no place you can go and just pour beer?
I mean, there is. It's just
Elbow, maybe.
timing issue. Yeah, well, the elbow now. And it's just because I do work for, like, several people. It's, actually, I was supposed to be pouring at Cooper River, helping out there the day that I broke my elbow. So that was pretty unfortunate because when the fall happened, I thought that I was just going to go to the hospital. They were going to slap a cast on me and I'd be at work the next day, but I had to have surgery. So I actually was going to go get back into it, and then this happened. So opportunities are there, just haven't done it.
That's understandable. I mean, in the situation where you have to switch things up, it makes sense that even then you can get busy with other things.
Yeah.
So,
So you're kind of on call at
there's
the majority of places around town?
there's like I've got friends that work at a couple breweries, and I'm like, hey, if you're in a pinch one day and I can help out, I'll help out. I've got the beer pouring experience, that's for sure.
yeah. And you know enough. I mean, hell, you've already brewed.
Yeah. I just like talking about it.
Yeah, that's
I
one of the
can't
main
find
reasons you're here.
anything today. I'm just having a good time looking up stuff.
Oh, man, you're
The
off
beer.
today.
Let's see if I can find it before you again.
Yeah,
See if I
It's
can
a
put
fun
like a
game.
clock and who can do it faster.
fun game.
It's a Berliner Weiss with boysenberries,
don't know what
black
the name
currants,
It's the
vanilla,
Snozzberries
and
taste like
lactose.
Snozzberries. So I'm pretty excited to try this beer. That's a brewery out of Atlanta area. Sandy Springs. I have not been there. I haven't had anything from there, but I've heard so much about this beer.
Pontoon.
And reached out to a friend of mine there and was lucky enough for him to have a couple extra cans to send me. But yeah, I really enjoy Berliners.
Yeah, so it's
Obviously.
Berliner Weiss with flaked
Sour.
rye, aged on 2 pounds per gallon of boysenberries, black currants, and finished with Madagascar vanilla
Oh, I
and
guess
milk sugar.
I need to film this.
Yeah.
I like the label. It's colorful. It's enticing. Plus, they did
Willy
a
Wonka references.
little water ripple in the logo here, which is really neat. Oh my god, is that what Snozzberries is from? Is Willy Wonka?
Yeah. That's like the literally the exact quote.
What am I
Snozzberries taste like Snozzberries.
Doing with my life. For some reason, I thought it was like Seinfeld. I don't know.
So, it's a huge difference.
You're definitely right about that one.
Oh man, look at that color. Oh, my
It
goodness.
looks so thick.
It does. It looks kind of thick. I mean, it says that on there, right? Fruity, creamy, and tart. That's what it says on there.
Ooh. Oh,
Gee,
that's beautiful.
it is.
It almost
like
looks like we're drinking blood.
Ooh, it does. That's creepy. I like it.
Yeah, it's like that. Well, the blackberry one we did last night from Edmonds Oast had a really good color too. I'll top you off a little bit.
It did. You're right.
Yeah. But I think this is even better looking.
That strawberry short shake that Low Tide did was the craziest, though.
I wanted to try that so bad. I walk dogs too. When I have a good arm, and there's a dog that I walk like on John's Island, right near there, and I never. They had run out by the time I went over there to check it out, but I wanted to try
You do
it.
like rover.com or whatever?
WAG, but yeah,
Same thing.
Yeah, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was obsessed with the strawberry beer that Holy City did. It was so good. I don't know how you make something taste like there's pulp in it when there's clearly no pulp. Like,
Right.
it was amazing.
Oh, short shake
The
had pulp in it.
Yeah, strawberry beards forever, I think is what it was called.
Strawberry. Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah.
If you like the Beatles. This smells delicious. It's like exactly what it said.
Creamy, thick, tart.
You remember
Yeah.
Grandma's house when she would have those little like cream berry candies?
Berries and cream.
Yeah, that's what it smells like.
It does. I like the little swirly ones. Yes. Oh my, it tastes exactly like that. Oh.
That's very good. I like the
So
amount of carbonation it's got too.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Atlanta's got some great stuff coming out. Like, they switched that law last year. They had this law, breweries, you had to buy a tour in order to drink beer there. You couldn't just buy beers. Yeah, I know. It's even more backwards than here. And once they kind of lifted that last September, it's like they've opened more and everyone's doing cooler stuff.
Well, where is Sandy Springs?
I love that.
Like, I don't know how to explain it to somebody that isn't from Atlanta, but it's off 400, so it's a little bit north, still inside the perimeter, but Atlanta's just so big and spread out. It's technically
look up the map.
Atlanta, but yeah. And this is
Been-
like I said, the first thing I've had from them.
Been to Music Midtown, that little general area.
Okay, yeah,
Is-
Midtown.
Yeah. Of course. And there's close to is the Coke factory part of Midtown?
Yes.
Yeah, well that's all I got. I only
Okay,
have
yeah.
that general area is all I know about Atlanta.
Right. Yeah, this says part of the Atlanta metropolitan area. Population of 93,000 or 94,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
So it's a big place. Never heard of it. Sandy
This is a
Springs.
solid reason to go check them out.
Yeah, I go to this brewery for sure.
That's delicious. Thank you for bringing that.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Happy to share. It's hard to crush these 16 ounces by yourself.
Yeah, I
Oh.
can see that.
No, I can't see that at all.
No?
I could drink that in a heartbeat by myself.
Yeah, but you don't always
Absolutely.
know that going into the can.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes and then I hate pouring out beer, even if it's just crap. I'm like, why can't I give this to someone that doesn't know it's crap, you
Yeah.
know?
There's been very few beers that I've poured out. What you
The look in your eye when you said that, and it's like, I could drink this easily by myself.
Yeah.
You're just like, fucking challenge me. I'll do it.
Yeah, this they got a cool website too.
Yeah.
Something with otters. They got some otters on the front page here and a turtle. Some
What?
clouds. Yeah, it's like a weird. Like the very first picture they got right here is.
Oh, that is weird.
These
That
guys.
is really cool, though.
Yeah.
Not what I
I
expected.
don't know what that's all about.
I don't know. I'll have to go ask
You
them.
have to go to the brewery and ask them. Yeah.
I've always dreamed of having like a beer cooler, like in your own house. You open up like a refrigerator and it's just fucking covered in like all different kinds of beer.
It's pretty much my fridge.
I
We don't have food in our fridge.
I
It's
knew
really
that was
sad.
going to be the case. I could just feel it.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Have you taken a picture and posted of just like your fridge with all the different stuff in there?
No, so my fridge is in like a really bad spot for photos. Because I've tried sometimes. Because sometimes it's like, well, my roommate and I'll have some people over and like everyone's just bringing stuff and everything gets left. And I'm just like, this is insanity. Somebody needs to document this, but it's just too much of a pain to do.
I understand.
And then people are like, oh, hey, when are you opening that? Can I come over? I'm like, no, sorry. I don't know you.
You don't make the cut.
Yeah.
For $10, you can come enjoy this with me. Start charging your friends to drink all the beer with you. No?
No.
This makes me a terrible person.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you start your Instagram again? When did you say that?
So, well, it was my personal Instagram that I've had since like the beginning of Instagram, and I kind of turned it into like beer themed. I started doing it like a year and a half ago, and maybe full time or full content a little less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Neat.
But yeah, it's fun. I like doing it. There's some days I'm like, I never want to post a picture again.
Mm.
But for the most time, I like it. It's fun. It's cool getting to interact with different people in the beer community, like all over the country. Like there's a lot of like different like Instagram girls, and it's cool because you can go like travel places, be like, hey, like tell me where to go, what to do. It's fun.
Yeah, that's a good benefit.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it's just a really encouraging, great community.
Yeah, we're still trying to build ours
Yeah.
and get it to be as cool as yours.
Dude, it's all about like hashtags and tagging people, as like douchey as that sounds.
Yeah.
I was like one of those people who are like, oh, hashtags, they're for kids, what are they? I don't get them, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like I started using hashtags, and it's just like followers.
Yeah.
It's how you can find, and it's cool too because I don't know if you guys have this, when you link your Instagram to like the Facebook account, it turns into a business account. You can like get insights onto how people are finding your posts. Like, are they finding them from hashtags or the explore page, or like from following you, and kind of where your follower base is.
Have we looked at that? I mean, I know I haven't. I say we. Have you looked at that?
Oh, yeah. I look at all the analytics.
Yeah.
I like seeing the
We start
numbers.
compiling that stuff.
I don't like math, but I like seeing
I was
data.
gonna say, for someone who doesn't like maths, you just threw out the word analytics pretty quick.
Yeah, I can do the basic additions. When you're looking at where things are coming in and how you need to hit people, I feel like it's more marketing than me trying to figure out distance or the amount of weight that you need of bacon to meet half a pound. That's too much. Maybe I just need to eat more bacon. I don't know.
Definitely more than 4 pieces. That's not even a breakfast.
I just got shit.
You didn't make any show with Leia. I'm sure she was.
Oh yeah, she was
Pissed.
sitting right next to me smelling. Like,
It's burning. Give it to me.
Feed me some of that bacon.
Yeah.
No, Leia. That's great. I don't. Do you have carpet or hardwood floors in your
No,
house?
we have hardwood. Thank God.
Is your dog? Because Leia will sit down, and because of the tile, her legs just slowly start spreading out, and eventually she's like in this really weird like frog
Yeah,
stance.
Chewy does like the seal pose, where he's like out on the ground like this.
Yeah.
It's like a big,
So funny.
big polar biscuit. He's so cute.
Polar biscuit. I'll write that down too.
Polar biscuit. That's kind of like Fluffy Otter.
Oh hey, yeah.
They got a thing with otters. I don't know what it is.
Puffed Toasty Snuggable. I've never seen a beer described as Snuggable.
Yeah.
Me either.
I'm
This
gonna
is
need
their
to.
whole
Dude, otters are
serious series.
So hot right now.
mean.
No, they're not. Are they really? When was the last time you like hung out with an otter?
Never, but they're mean to the male otters are mean to female otters.
Well, you could say that about a lot of species.
You're right, but like how many species like rape and kill them and
I mean,
carry
I think
them
that's
around?
a lot of animal species,
for
though.
necrophilia.
Okay, are you sure otters do that?
100%.
Where did you learn it?
Science. I was watching some, like, I don't think it was Nat Geo, but it was like, it's National Otter Day. People love otters. Here's what you don't know about otters.
That just sounds like a really mean company to just be bashing otters for
I
no
know,
reason.
it ruins.
Poor kids. That's like the reason I went to the Charleston Aquarium was to see the otters when I went.
That's
I love they're just so cute. They
Yeah,
splash around. They hold hands when they sleep so they don't float away. And you're telling me that the guys are mean to the girls? No way.
You know, there are obviously different kinds of otters. Maybe it's a specific kind, and they're
Yeah, like the evil
generalizing
otters
to
and the-
ruin my day.
Cute holding hand otters.
I've been ruining people's visions of otters since I read that.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I need to reel it into
You
my
need to
research.
figure out what species.
I need a
breed
fact
of
checker in my
otters.
life.
You do.
So easy to
Both.
believe.
This DDH. I'm trying to write down these beers so I don't forget them.
I know,
DDH
it's fun.
Camo.
I mean, we have the cans.
I know, but I couldn't even see what the hell
Do you
was
do
on
anything
that
with
can,
cans? You save them, put them on display.
I have so many bottles, and I don't like. I have so many grand plans for them, but who like actually gets around to them?
Right.
So I stopped collecting them
so. I was gonna say
because I figure if there's anything I really want, I could probably get it.
True.
I do keep if there's like Star Wars beers or Harry Potter themed beers, I do keep those and don't like I'll get one to like open and drink, and then I have one that like not open and drink.
Let's bring this back. Harry Potter themed beers.
Okay.
Aside from the two that you can get in Harry Potter World.
Okay, so Central State
I need to
Brewery.
write these motherfucking shits down.
Yeah, I have it wouldn't be any good, but I have a can of it. They do Polyjuice Potion, and so the label is just like white with like the Death Eater sign. It's
You said Central State?
Central State.
Called Polyjuice Potion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where's that? In Georgia as well.
No, it's in Indiana.
And I can
Makes
order it?
sense, Central.
Can I buy it, have it shipped to me?
They were selling it here. It's just
Oh, shut the fuck up.
that was earlier.
No.
I don't know if you could maybe find like a shelf turd or two.
Shelf turd?
Yeah. I don't know. It was you
That
know,
just totally did not make it appealing at all. But it's Harry Potter related, and I have to drink it.
shelf turd. It's just, you know, a beer that's been there past its prime.
Yeah. But then I don't want to drink it.
I mean,
Have you been to Harry Potter World?
no, I want to go so
You
bad.
still haven't been?
No, because I feel like I need to go when I can, like, have a private tour. I don't like people or children.
You gotta pick the right time. So you need to go in like February
February. That'd probably be a good time to go.
or December 24th.
My birthday?
Is it really?
I know, it's awful.
December 24th.
I'm so sorry.
That was my grandmother was on Christmas Day actually.
So yeah, actually that's perfect because a couple years ago I went there with my family.
It's pretty big. I went to Disney one time on December 24th, and it was pretty busy.
Yeah, screw Disney.
It was before there was a Harry Potter
In a
world.
competition to Universal, Disney can eat it. Universal is my jam. But
I haven't been since high school to either.
Christmas Day was a nightmare. Christmas Eve and the day before, not bad. In fact, Christmas Eve was practically dead.
Really?
But we also stayed in the resort. So if you do it, I suggest getting a Cabana Bay resort because you get a shuffle every 15 minutes back and forth.
Oh, nice. I think a friend of mine has like a timeshare down there, but that could be
Just do that then.
maybe a little adventure for my birthday.
You've got to go. If you like Harry Potter, you've got to go.
I don't like Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter.
All right then. We're
we're gonna have a hard time getting to Central State, but it's in Indianapolis, Indiana.
They get the beer here. It is distributed through Rafa, and they will be at the Funk
Funk
Collective.
Collective.
Yes. I'm trying to find a picture of
It
this beer
says
for
Central
you.
State is building a 100% Brett brewery concept in order to find the edges of a new frontier in craft brewing.
Well, that's pretty cool.
The science on Brett is growing, but it's still unpredictable and underutilized.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, it's really cool. They did it with in collaboration with the arcade bar up there. It's pretty cool.
What a great dark mark too.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking awesome. I own like doubles of every book, and I have 4th, 5th, and 6th on Audible. I just finished the 5th one last night.
You've never seen. I've seen a couple of Harry
That's
Potter
the
beers.
Polyjuice one you're talking about?
Yeah, Polyjuice Potion, and then I saw somebody else did like Hazy Potter, and it was in the can was really cool. It was just like black, and then it was like the Harry Potter font that said Hazy Potter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's been a couple.
No, I've never seen
There's some
any
cool
of those.
stuff out there. I really get into like the can art and labels and stuff on some stuff. There was a brewery out in California that did one that looked exactly like LaCroix, and I'm like, how do these people not get sued?
Okay, so I saw that post, and I thought it was.
And I know it looks just like LaCroix. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but it was not. It was
that's
beer.
not beer. I didn't click on the picture though.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I had no idea. Big Harry Potter fan. I mean, I've got
I didn't either.
the Fort Angela here, Hagrid's Hut, Hogwarts here.
I knew that's what I saw. I had my leaping toadstools, but they got cut through. Because Betsy Butler, she loves Harry Potter, so
That's
I
awesome.
trusted her very much with my Harry Potter tattoo.
It's better when it's a fan doing
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
It's more passion in there.
Maybe she really is a magician.
She probably is. A wizard, at least.
Yeah.
So that's
wizard.
cool. I am down for that. You excited for the new movie?
For sure.
Oh, it looks so good.
It does.
Looks so good. I want to know how Dumbledore got so much gray hair. Because Luke, what's the guy's playing him? No, it's not Luke. Is it Luke?
I don't know. I've seen the movies, but I'm not
Have you seen Fantastic Beasts?
big into it. No, I didn't see that.
Well, that's what we're talking about right here, man. It's the second one. And it's got Johnny Depp is in it. And it has... His name is Scamander in the movie. Redmayne? Not Redmayne. It doesn't matter. But I'm excited. But they were talking about the timeline of that movie in retrospect to when Dumbledore goes and talks to Tom Riddle for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
He has gray hair when he talks to Tom Riddle as a kid. And it's only like, I think it's like they said like 10 years time frame difference in the universe. And the guy that is Dumbledore just has like a brown beard. And I'm like, how do you go from brown luscious beard to like
I'm like, spell's gone wrong.
all gray? And that's what I was
I'm telling
wondering.
you,
I'm
it
sure it was a
happens
spell
quickly.
gone wrong.
Trust me.
He doesn't wake up one day and like, fuck, half
wake up
my
one day.
beard is gray.
I found my first white hair a couple weeks ago. Somebody else found it for me, actually.
That's the worst.
They were, yeah, well, I don't know. I thought I didn't have it, or I thought that maybe, like, if I just kept dyeing my hair blue, I wouldn't notice that I had it. And someone was like, oh, I see one. I was like, what? I thought they were kidding. They pulled it out. They were not kidding.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I was like, you did not see that.
Yeah, it's
They're
just
just-
part,
I am
of your,
young.
part of your colors.
It's easier to dye.
The unicorn hair. I know.
There
See,
you go.
that's like the pros. Look forward to it. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I want to know who that is. Can you look up who's playing Dumbledore in this movie? Because he was in Repo Man. He was Watson in Sherlock Holmes.
Where's your phone, man?
I put it on the ground because I was getting text messages. It was annoying
I
me.
don't even know what to look up.
Fantastic Beasts.
I got you, man. Don't worry about it.
IMDb. Come on.
She's going to beat us first. I can feel it.
I don't know.
She's good.
I've got
She's
Sprint.
good with the phone.
I've got Sprint.
That's true. And you're not on...
Griswold. Crimes of Griswold? Or Grindelwald? Yeah.
It is Eddie Redmayne. So he's Newt Scamander. But
Damn it, I just found it. Like seconds after you.
no, but I was talking about Jude Law. Jude Law is the one that's playing Dumbledore. And he's very young looking. He doesn't look like
What?
an old... You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, whoa,
I
whoa.
don't like it at all.
Oh, come on. Have you not seen the trailer?
No, I don't like trailers.
Oh, I like that. That's
Okay,
cool.
I like trailers to bad movies. I don't like watching like Star Wars trailers or Harry Potter trailers.
They give away so much.
Yeah, they give away, or like I just draw my own conclusions. I like watching trailers of movies that are going to be horrible. Because I think it's magic how these trailer people make the movies look so good.
It's usually different companies that actually make the trailer versus edit the movie,
Yeah, well,
which I find interesting.
probably use the same company. Maybe the movies would be better.
There's some dude that made a whole horror movie on an iPhone the other day, and it came out. The whole thing is just shot on an iPhone. It seemed pretty scary when I was listening to the audio. I was listening to Joe Rogan. That's the only reason I know that. Yeah. But you don't like Jude Law? What the heck?
I don't
I don't.
know if I like him as Dumbledore. Like he's
Right.
he's a fine person in like The Holiday or those like other like romantic comedies, but it's like that shouldn't be a person playing Dumbledore.
Yeah, I've liked him in about 50% of stuff he's done. He's
Interesting.
not like my go-to. I wouldn't go see him in anything. It would have to be something
I'd love
specific.
Jude Law's. We're best friends. We hang out all the time.
Yeah.
At least once every few months, you know, we shoot
Don't
the
tell him we were
shit.
talking shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'll let him know. He'll come to your house. He'll say something. I could see him playing the Dumbledore that matches with the actor that they replaced the other guy with, because he seems more of that kind of temperament. I feel like the second Dumbledore was very hot-headed, more boisterous than the first one.
Well, I mean, imagine what he's going through. He's trying to find the Horcruxes. I mean, I don't know if it was the actor, just like Dumbledore just got more hot-headed in his older age.
Maybe. Just tired of
He knew
fighting.
he was going to have to kill Harry.
Oh, man. Spoiler, Brian. You probably didn't know this, did you?
No, I know all this. My kids are very big into it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
For sure.
Makes you like your kids more.
Yeah. They've read the books, seen all the movies. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm unplugging stuff over here.
We're going to have to send you outside.
Right.
You're going to unplug everything.
She's sitting right out there.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive. Well, maybe not. Tommy came home, so she could be down.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Tommy.
I don't know. Well, I'm kind of running out of shit to say. What are we at? We're getting close to wrapping it up. Is there anything you wanted to touch on? Did you have any preconceived ideas?
No, this was fun. Just, if there's any ladies in the Charleston area that want to get in on this Pink Boots thing, just go on the website. It's pinkbootsociety.org. Sign up. And when it asks what chapter you want to join, you don't pick one yet, because it's not up there until we have like the first 5. So hopefully it'll be up in the next couple of days. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's beergirlmeetsworld or beergirl.meetsworld@gmail.com.
There you go.
I can help you out with that if you have any questions. And I think so. The requirements are women in the beer industry, and it can be like part-time as long as 25% of your income comes from beer industry. Women thinking about opening a brewery, or women that are currently trying to get more educated in the beer world. So
That's cool.
yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd love to have as many women as possible, because I'd love to see way more women in the beer industry here in Charleston.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Could
I'm
use a
down
woman's
for that.
touch.
Well, yeah, absolutely, it does. And I mean, I've seen it grow already just since I've been back in town. 4 years, I guess. You know, we've gone from like 11 breweries to 26, 27 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen, just when I go out and about to the breweries, I mean, it's at least 50% women, I think, at this point. I mean, there's a lot more women drinking beer.
Yeah. When I worked at Lowe's for a little bit, we had a lot of female bartenders there, or beer, whatever we want to call them, beer servers. There are a lot of old ass men. They're like, I didn't expect to see women over here. I'm like, get over yourself, old stinky
Yeah,
man.
but it's like, girls can do more than just serve beer and flirt. We
Yep.
can do all the stuff in the back just as good as the boys.
Yeah.
It was just as fun to listen to her just be like, all right, hold on. And then the girl would just like lay in all of her knowledge of beer, and the guy would shut up looking like a fool.
Yeah, that's like my favorite part of trying to date in this town, when people like don't know what I do, and like we'll go out and they're like, oh, like you should try this, and they'll like spit out some like beer knowledge that is completely not factual, and I'm like, honey, you don't know what I do you? But yeah.
That's fun. Have them make an ass of themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. When I was out in Colorado Springs, went to that Brass Brewing Company, and the head brewer there was female. She was very, very on top of it. She was phenomenal. Well, she was owner and head brewer, I think, of the Brass Brewing Company, and she was phenomenal.
Do we have any head female brewers in Charleston?
Not that I know of.
Not head brewers. I believe there is a brewery in Hilton Head, maybe, that has a female head brewer, because I think somebody did an article on it saying that there wasn't one, because Tanel, who used to head brew at Palmetto, she was the only one in South Carolina for a while. And then somebody put out an article saying there was none, and I think it turned out there was. But we've definitely got some girls in the brew house. Katie over at Cooper River just put out her first beer that she helped make. It's a Saison, and then Kate over at Palmetto helps them out brewing as well. So there's definitely women everywhere. I see them more and more in the back, and I love it.
There's somebody at tradesman too, right? Didn't his wife help him brew?
I don't know. We can get that guy on and ask him.
Yeah.
Kevin something.
Right.
Like, I gotta get his last name. Eventually. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? Wrapping up?
I guess.
Time.
I mean, what time are we at?
1:43.
Yeah.
It's good.
We shoot for around 150 at this point. Sometimes we go over, depending on the equipment we got going on, but 150 is kind of our sweet spot at the moment. So,
Thanks for the explanation. It was
people
good.
like to know
You're right.
what's going on.
You do. All right, Anna, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
and
you
for bringing
guys.
beer.
Yeah.
The beer was phenomenal.
Absolutely fantastic.
Very. I mean, that was perfect
anytime.
one to end on.
Yeah, that was a good choice. I think that worked out well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to you and everyone else, we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.